What's going on YouTube? Rob again, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Transformers book, The Covenant of Primus. Now, this was given to me for Christmas by my brother, and it's pretty cool. So, it's a crazy, gigantic, collectible book based on the kind of aligned continuity of Transformers, basically connecting the Generation 1 universe to the Prime universe, and they certainly take some liberties with some of the stuff. I have read the book. I'm going to try and keep this spoiler-free as best I can, but there are going to be a few things I may mention here and there. So if you don't want to know anything about the book, then just, don't watch this until, after you've read it, or just whatever. But if you've seen any of the original Generation 1 cartoon, or if you've seen any of Transformers Prime, you'll pretty much be kept up to date with what's going on here. But that said, I'm going to mostly try and focus on, the packaging and the collectability of the book rather than, a book review so much. But anyway, as you can see, it's got a very nice outer sleeve with a nice metallic Autobot symbol here. It is rather large on the back. It's just got some images of all the stuff. It tells you basically the plot of the book in summary here. And I'll go ahead and read it. The origin story of the Transformers and the history of Cybertron. After 30 years of Transformers storytelling, here at last is a complete volume that ties together all the lore surrounding Cybertron. And yes, it does tie it together, but it also changes a lot of things in order to accommodate a lot of that tie-in, so it could be kind of odd there. This book is a gift to humans from Alpha Trion, the mentor of Optimus Prime and one of the legendary 13 Primes, the first Transformers. The Covenant of Primus reveals the origin story of the Transformers for the first time and traces the ages of history on Cybertron. The 13 Primes left a dual legacy of loyalty and betrayal, unity and discord. Their triumphs and their secret pain both cast a long shadow over their descendants on Cybertron. From the Quintesson invasion to the Golden Age of exploration to the war between Megatron and Optimus Prime. New stories and new heroes abound, as well as insights into familiar characters like Bumblebee, Ratchet, and Shockwave. More than 60 illustrations of key characters and battles, most of them never before seen, lend immediacy to the stories on the page and bring ancient heroes to life. Now this right here, I'm going to mention this at the very end, kind of in my summary, but I have issue with a little bit of what this says. But moving right into the actual review, this does come with a very nice slip cover here, and it can be very difficult to get off. There we go. There we go. So underneath the slip cover, which I'll put just aside here, is the case itself, The Covenant of Primus. Very nice. Nothing on the back here. And you open it up, and inside is actually nothing. Just a little slip of paper showing you how to properly open this thing and how to change the batteries and whatnot. So inside all of that stuff is going to be this guy right here. Alright, so this is basically your book, more or less. This is a plastic Autobot symbol with these shiny eyes going on here. It's very, very nice with the book in there. It is quite heavy. On the back, you can see there is a battery compartment here, as well as an on-off switch. Well, actually, not even on-off. It's off, low, and high. So we'll turn it to high, I guess, for the sake of the review, making sure you guys can hear things. And it's even got a little hole here to hang it on a wall. Yeah, if you're feeling crazy. Now, the whole purpose of this thing is to kind of open it up and get the book out. This case is pretty cool, the way it actually transforms. And to do that, you want to pull that, and pull that, and then pull that. Ugh. And then you can actually take the book out, and here it is. So we'll close this up, and it'll make crazy noises. There you go. And there it is. And it's really, once it's empty is when you can hang it on the wall. They suggest not putting it on the wall with the book inside because it does get very heavy. But for now, that's pretty cool. We're just going to put that aside for the moment. And here's the book itself. You can see there's a nice little image of Optimus Prime on the cover. And inside it's just, you know, some stuff. There's some illustrations and whatnot. Yeah, and a whole lot of text. And here's kind of the thing. Here's Cybertron. So they go over the story from the origin of the 13 Primes, kind of the origin story of Primus and Unicron. Well, not even an origin story necessarily, but they talk about Primus and Unicron and their battle and all that fun stuff. But there's really not very many illustrations. It says 60 illustrations, which I guess is true. I have to believe it, but it certainly doesn't seem that way. I mean, going through the book, I read it, you know, cover to cover. It felt like there were maybe 10, 15 illustrations in there. And none of them really were, they all were basically, here's a character, here's this character, here's a background image. There's a whole chapter on the Quintessons, but there are no illustrations of Quintessons in here. It doesn't show Quintessons at all. I mean, they do change a lot of the mythology, of the story that we kind of already know. And it leads all the way up to the end of Transformers Prime, the Predacons Rising DVD. So, I mean, they certainly went out of their way to tie it all into that. So, if you're looking for something that's going to just basically explain the origin of Generation 1, this is not the book for you, because they do change a lot to have it coincide and make sense with Transformers Prime. This does not follow any of the IDW comics. It doesn't follow really any other storyline, really any other kind of Transformers series, other than semi G1 and almost fully Transformers Prime. So just bear that in mind if this is something you want to look for, or look at. But other than that, I mean, the packaging is amazing. I mean, it's awesome. You could easily keep something else in there, some other Transformers book if you have that's relatively this size, which you could probably trade paperback of your favorite IDW comic could probably fit in there. But yeah, it's overall it was an enjoyable read. I mean, it left me kind of like, really, in a couple of cases, because it does seem a bit forced sometimes with some of the things. But overall, it's really not bad, and this thing is just awesome. And it makes a whole lot of really crazy noises, but you can turn it off, which is very nice. Very nice little thing. And just remember to put it all back together properly. The nose goes in first, and you gotta kind of slap it in there. And then that. And then that. And then there you go. And it can stand up just fine, and it would look pretty awesome on a wall, I think. But yeah. So, it's a pretty cool book. It's a very expensive book. So, if you're not into the storyline of Transformers Prime and the kind of the change in the mythos that they kind of went with there, then you may want to avoid this. But otherwise, it's totally worth picking up. It's pretty cool just to have as a collectible item. Yeah, and I'm super excited to have it. So that's gonna do it for this review, guys. I know I was kind of all over the place. Not really. I tried to keep this not really a book review, but I had to share my opinions on a couple of things there. But I appreciate you watching as always. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I've got a lot more Transformers coming real soon, so stay tuned for that. And in the meantime, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.